I'm back. This patience for actually is the virtue when you're high elevations and you lose your signal, that's going to end on this planet. We have different forms of communication than we do now. But as we were talking about the soul in the body is free, perpetually. It was created free. Doesn't it make sense that the body is free? So why do so many people on this planet believe that they're not free or, they're enslaved? Only because of the illusion of the external world, the physical material world. If you believe, you understand the connection. You see the difference between the connection of the body and then the connection of the soul, the God within the body. That's why so many people on this planet are in that understanding that they're not free, because they only interpret that through the body. So there's no way that the body can't be free, since it houses the soul, which is eternally free. So it is a perspective that we look at and how we view things and how we become seduced in the external reality, the external physical material world. So when we begin to realize that and how absolutely imperative it is that eventually all of us choose to go within. To go within, to meet with the gods that we are, and to stay with the God that we are. And no longer pursue the external world, the physical material world. Because once you do that, you've connected all of the things that you have literally, all of us, at one time, shape, form, or another, wanted, desired, having, doing, are already ours. Always has been within us. All that we seek outside of us is already contained within us, within the God. So the bliss, the joy, the happiness, freedom, peace, prosperity, abundance, it's all there. It always has been. Isn't it ironic that we, as a civilization, have spent thousands and thousands of years trying to find those answers outside of us? Only because we have been directed to not believe that the God is within us, and to be directed that everything is outside of us, literally has created this perspective and this belief. So we're now in the process of undoing this, of eliminating all of the negativity, the misdirection, the misguidance, the lies, and then surfacing the actual truths that we are all gods in these bodies, period. It's not, and it has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with the divine perfection that each and every single one of us are. And to experience that and live that while in these bodies. So all of the freedom that we are as gods, we are as the body. And that's the big shift of this civilization, to begin to realize that and embrace it, to know that there isn't anyone on this planet who is of corrupted soul or lower dark matter, spiral matter frequencies that can contain the God. Not even close. No way, shape, form, period. Especially a God that is aware. And in this meditation, we're going to assist with a awakening with the civilization of the planet. And the awakening is basically the love that we all are. Many of us don't know that we are the love. So in this meditation, we're going to signal so that the God communicates with the body, and the ego mind moves aside, and this ray of light will literally saturate each and every single one of us to a full awakening. And this is connected to each of us with ourselves first, and then everyone. Remember, we are a collective consciousness. We are not separate at all. That's another falsity that's been created on this planet. So this is a collective understanding. And with the hundreds of millions of us gathered in this meditation, in this now, then it will be done. So if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do, always care to do, is relax our bodies. And knowing that you are not the body, that you are the God, this should not even be an issue. You see that we carry, each of us, none of us are exempt, stresses and tensions and frustrations and fears and anxieties, all brought on by the body, the ego mind. So we just let it go. You need to visualize, or you choose to visualize. Picture the hot air balloon. In a hot air balloon, there's a basket, carries some people, and then you have the fire that heats the air that causes the balloon to rise. And at the bottom of the basket, when you're on the ground, you see all these little, they're kind of tied at the top, little ballast bags or little sandbags. Those are all of the stresses, fears, anxieties, frustrations, irritations, angers that we carry on this planet. The way to get rid of them is to choose to. You ask yourself, did this serve me the highest, greatest good? Anger serve you the greatest good? No, it doesn't. Hatred? No. Fear, worry, stress, anxiety? No. So each bag represents whatever you feel that you're carrying, and you let it go. You just dump it outside the basket. Balloon begins to rise. The more of those bags you throw out, which are more of the emotions of irritation, anxiety, stress, the lighter the body becomes. And eventually, it's almost no weight at all. Might as well say it's weightless. You have this feeling, we've all had it before, where you're in total weightlessness, and the body is in no stress whatsoever. Zero. And when this happens, you know that you're relaxed. The body isn't thinking. It's not worrying. It's not fearing. It's not, grabbing onto programmed thoughts that aren't it. It's not it. And when this happens, we automatically move into the now. And the now, as we all know, no matter how much the ego mind tries, is all we have. We do not have a past. How can you have a past that's dead? Those were moments in the now that are now gone and long gone, inert. We do not have a future. We create the future in the now. We create our destiny in the now. Now, we all reminisce. We all have memories, and we embrace them, and we review them, and it's fun. We enjoy it. Anything can spark it, cause us to go there, to go on. And we usually look at it from a standpoint and say, well, I remember when I did this, and I know that didn't work, so I'm not going to do it this time. Or things that when you remember that you were having such a wonderful time and you embrace it. It's all fun. It's good. But some of us, we'll go into that past, and we don't just visit, we stay there. It doesn't mean that we are totally consciously aware of that, But we stay there so long, and it's like an elephant graveyard. It's just dead, dank. There's no air movement or anything. It's all foggy. But we will stay there so long that we end up dragging that past into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, and relive that past and that future. This is why so many of the people that do this will say to themselves that no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Now others, we go into, none of us, for example, we all go into the future that doesn't exist, and we wonder why, and then we ask ourselves, when is this going to happen for me? When am I going to have this? When am I going to meet this person? And it goes on and on and on. And it's funny because the whole time the now is it. But a lot of us will jump over the now into the future or into the past. The now stills the mind, and it stills the ego, and it stills the subconscious mind, which means you step outside of it. And it's the only way that we can learn to master the ego mind is by stepping outside, leaving the mind alone, as well as the ego. Period. And it's a choice that we make. It's not like someone's going to force you to do this or manipulate you to doing it. You choose to do it because you want to do it. And you don't have that fear of the unknown. The unknown is where all the possibilities are. So when we choose to step outside, you'd be amazed at what happens. The mind, the subconscious mind, the ego, it all goes to sleep. And you watch it. You don't judge it, you just watch it. And you see how it operates so you can learn how to become the master of it rather than the slave of it. The biggest problem on this planet is the ego mind with the civilization. That's the biggest problem. That's why we have so many, we have people that they can't get enough power. They can't get enough money. It's all ego. Look at me. Look what I have. You have nothing. I have everything. It's that same incessant driving force that could have ended up destroying this planet and the whole civilization, whole life, highest supreme value universe. But since that many of us have risen our vibrational frequencies more on a consistent basis, that's not to be. The opposite will be. So, when you decide to embrace all of this and to make it an automatic, or you're practicing it all the time, then everything that you wanted or desired, you'll discover is already there. So that doesn't understand that does not. Do you think the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thought, Yahweh, Yeshua, do you think that any of them had not ever experienced that in their journey, which is endless, like all of us have this endless journey? So, but it's a choice. Do you think all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, or the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth, or the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials, or all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. We're all on this endless journey. And we're all together, even though it looks like we're not together. That's the illusion. That's all that is. It's an illusion for all of us. And we're all assembled in many pieces as part of ourselves. Some of those are not awake. Some of those parts of us are just not awake. Other parts of us are awake, consciously aware that all of us gathered here in the hundreds of millions on and off world are consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. Now, what I'd like everybody to start to picture is that as we create a circle of light emanating from the God Force Love Light energy, and all of us gathered, the hundreds of millions of us here gathered right now, and all of those that are asleep. This is a communication from God to God, not body to body. So therefore, when we ask the gods of all of those parts of us that are asleep, that the gods that are housed in all of those people that are asleep, and the gods give us permission to extend the light that we are in high intensity over all of them. Now, how do you see them? Okay, so we're above the planet in this circle of light. We have engulfed this entire planet in the God Force Love Light energy. We look, you feel, okay, where are they? Where are those parts of ourselves, of all of us, that are asleep? You will see a flickering with those, okay? Their light flickers because of the external atmosphere and lower frequencies trying to mask their consciousness, to keep them away from being conscious. So you'll see them flickering as light, but the light will flicker. If you know what I mean, like a candle that kind of flickers, those little digital candles or whatever. So the light isn't, it's not like it's not bright within the bodies. It just means that the lower vibrational frequencies, lower dark matter frequencies, are trying to interfere with the light. And they're not able to, but they can cause it in the atmosphere to flicker. Our light is bright. It's the same as theirs, but it cannot be tampered with because we're consciously aware. So you see all these flickering lights on the planet. We all collectively send to all of them a massive ray of brilliant white light. Golden shimmers, pink shimmers, saturating and encasing all of them. And when you watch this and you feel it through your heart, mind's motion picture, you see as the frequencies trying to interfere with their vibrational frequency begin to vanish, vaporize. They can't be around that high a frequency. They can't be around that light. And we intensify it because we're all one anyway. So as we do that and we intensify it, we start to realize that we are them and they are us. So just parts of us So all of a sudden, as you're doing this, and in the silent part of this meditation, view it, watch it. Do not judge it. View it with your heart minds. See it in your heart minds motion picture. And see it actually materializing. That all of the asleep parts of all of us are awakening. It's not a shock to them. It's not an irritation to them. And it's actually a wonderful feeling they're all going to experience very shortly. It'll be a warm, deeply loving, and it won't be unfamiliar, and it won't be foreign, because the God within them, in a very, very powerful way, collectively, is communicating with their body, with all of their bodies. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. This white light energy wave that is emanating from all of us will not dissipate. It will continue to intensify, continue to expand. Those will be start connecting. They to the less right now, right moment. You witness and experience you'll feel it, and it will be so what will that do? It will continue to increase the vibrational frequencies of the entire civilization of this planet on a large, massive scale. And it has been engaged 10 parts of the planet, parts of the planet. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night. It is just this meditation will continue to expand almost